What is up, bros and broettes? I am Inkslasher, and today we are going to find out the actual price of Infinite Warfare. Not just the price for the box and the disc and the main game, but I'm talking about all of the supply drop weapons, supply drop content. If you want to get everything in the game, how much is it really going to cost you? So the original idea for this video came from my friend, the Lucario Project, and he did a video of this in Black Ops 3. So I'm going to link that down in the description if you want to go check that out. But this video is going to be about Infinite Warfare and how much it actually costs to get all of the different DLC content. We're also going to look at the end of the video how much time it would actually take to get all of the content if you get it legitimately. Now, first things first, this video took me forever to count everything, do all of the math, all of that kind of crap. So if you could leave a like rating, that would be really fantastic. I'd love to see this video get over 1,000 likes because I did put a ton of effort into it. So if you could hit that like button, it would be very greatly appreciated. But this video is going to include a lot of numbers and a lot of math, just as a warning. So if you don't love math, I will try to make this video as basic as possible for you. So for this video, I did make two assumptions. The first of which is that in the supply drops that you open, you get absolutely no duplicates. Reason being is it's a lot harder to calculate this if you all of a sudden introduce the random aspect of chance to it. I do have a friend who's taking theoretical physics in college, and I may get him to come on if this video does well enough and find out the actual chances of getting everything, but that's for a future video and it would take a lot more math. The second assumption I made is that you also don't get any salvage out of the supply drops. I figured the whole not having duplicates and not having salvage would kind of cancel each other out anyway, so this should still give you a pretty damn good idea of how much it would cost to actually get all the items in the game. So to find the answer of how much Infinite Warfare actually costs, the first thing we need to know is the total amount of items you can get out of a supply drop. Now, after counting everything and adding them all up, the total amount of different things you can get out of supply drops is 1,784. Now, I may have missed a couple of things. I don't think I did, but I may have missed a couple of things, but I'm pretty sure I got it dead on at 1,784 items. Now, the one thing that I will say is that number will go up as they release more DLC, more content, more supply drop items. That number will only get larger. So if you're wondering how that 1,784 items are kind of divided up, a couple things you may want to know is the total amount of weapons or weapon variants in the game is 254 weapon variants. There are 188 total calling cards, 106 emblems. By the way, these are only the quartermaster items, but the real interesting number to me is the total number of camos. So the way that camos work is that for every class of weapon, you can unlock 122 different camos as of right now. So as of right now, there is 976 different camos you can get out of supply drops in the game. That is huge. That's over half of the total items that you can get out of supply drop are just different camos for different classes of weapons. But like I said, the total number you get from that is a total of 1,784 items. So from there, we got to find out how many supply drops we have to open to get those total amount of items. Now, all you have to do to find this number is divide the total number of items by 3. So 1,784 divided by 3, which equals 594.666, and we have to round up because we can't leave out any items, so it's a total of 595 supply drops. So from there, to find out the total price that you actually need to pay to unlock these things, you have to figure out how many COD points you actually need to have 595 supply drops. So for that, you just take 595 and multiply it by 200 because that's the amount of COD points it takes to actually open a supply drop. So after you do that, you get a total of 119,000 COD points. From there, the best possible deal you can get while buying COD points is buying 9 of the 13,000 COD points and one package of the 2,400 COD points. This will leave you with 119,400 COD points, so you'll have 400 COD points left over. However, that's the best possible deal to get 119,000 COD points. By the way, I will be calculating this in American dollars, so if you want it in whatever your currency is, just go and Google and get a currency converter, and it's pretty easy to figure out what it would be in your currency. However, the 13,000 COD points cost $100 each. So times 9 is $900. The 2,400 COD points cost $20 each. So total, to get every single item out of supply drops, assuming you don't get any duplicates, this game will cost you $920 Plus, on top of that, you actually have to buy the game itself, which is around $60. So total, you are going to be paying $980 for the game and every single item in the game. So total, you are looking at just under $1,000 American, which is absolutely insane. On top of that, whenever they introduce new calling cards, camos, emblems, new weapons, this number is going to get higher and higher and higher. Not to mention, the total value of this would probably be even higher if we accounted for getting duplicates and salvage and all of that kind of stuff. But unfortunately, that's a much more difficult calculation. So if we take this a step further, and I think this is an even cooler thing to calculate, how long would it actually take you to earn all of these supply drops legitimately? So once again, we're going to use rare supply drops because that's what we use to calculate the price, because you can't use common supply drops. So we're going to use rare supply drops. Now let's figure out how long it would actually take to earn all of these supply drops. So once again, it's going to take 595 supply drops to actually get every single item. So from there, we're going to have to figure out how many keys it's going to take us to actually open 595 supply drops. So for that, we need to take 595 and multiply it by 30 because that's how many keys it takes to open one rare supply drop. So that gives us a total of 17,850 keys. Now, from an earlier video I made, we found out that to get one key, it takes approximately 4 minutes of game time to earn one key in Infinite Warfare. So taking this, we take the amount of keys and multiply that by 4 to find the amount of minutes it would take to actually receive that many keys. So to receive 17,850 keys, it would take 71,400 minutes, which is equivalent to 1,190 hours, aka 49.6 days of playtime, not to account for the amount of time you're going to be sitting in lobbies and waiting for games to start and all of that stuff in between. We're just talking about in-game playtime. You're looking at 49.6 days, almost 50 days of playtime to receive every single item in the game. And not to mention, like I said, we didn't account for duplicates and we didn't account for salvage that you're going to get instead of items, and on top of that in the rare supply drops. So the timing will be a little bit different, but I think this just gives you a pretty good general idea. You're looking at just around 50 days of playtime. So just as a comparison, someone who is in university or college, just for your general bachelor's degree, is going to spend about 100 days of time working on that degree. Some people are going to be well above that number, some people are going to be well below that number, depending on how long they take to study. However, 100 days is a pretty solid number. So half of that is the amount of time it would take to get every item in Call of Duty. So you could literally complete half a bachelor's degree with the amount of time it would take to get every item in Infinite Warfare. And by the way, the numbers that I'm giving you here, like the 100 days and 50 days, are direct time doing that thing. So the 100 days of schoolwork is literally doing schoolwork, studying, being in class, things like that. The Call of Duty playtime is literally your time in game. It doesn't account for your time in lobbies, waiting for games, sitting there in the lobby, anything like that, just the playtime. What I am saying is that there needs to be more ways to get these items, and what they just did with the mission teams was absolutely a step in the right direction, giving us more salvage, but there needs to be more than that. There needs to be daily, weekly challenges. There maybe should be game modes that give you more keys or more salvage or something along those lines. There should be events throughout the week that give us more salvage or ways to get weapons or camos or anything in between. What I'm saying is that if they're going to implement some economy and some system to earn these things, there should also be plenty of ways to actually receive these instead of just grinding and grinding and grinding and grinding until you've played 50 days worth of a game that you could literally be getting a college or university degree, teaching yourself how to play an instrument, getting in shape, doing things that take this incredible amount of time. So I know that was a ton of numbers, and hopefully you could follow the whole thing. And if you found this informative, like what you saw, and agreed with the things I said in the video, it'd be awesome if you could like the video or even share it with a friend to show them how much time it would actually take them to get every single item in the game. That would be absolutely fantastic. So if you enjoyed the video and like what you saw, hit that like button, share the video. Also, if you're new to the channel, I upload new Call of Duty videos every single day of the week, so that subscribe button is sitting there if that sounds interesting to you. Also, my Twitch, Twitter, all of that crap is into the description. So thank you so much for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and until next time, peace out.
We are reaching for the stars, but we're made